Check. Fun. We got a couple people. Gracie, Jessica Banks, Jacqueline Sykes, Tay. Wouldn't have been funny if your mom actually named you Meow Spicy Kitty. Judy Steele. It's a hard name. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, John Santa will not be joining us today. I hope that doesn't discourage everyone from leaving or splitting. He's got business. But the show must go on. So welcome. We'll keep it short today too, because I got some things to do, but I wanted to catch up with everybody and talk to everybody and see who's here and who's not. Robin, thank you for coming. Jeff. Guys, I'm going to use this time. Like I said, John can't make it today. We'll keep it high and tight and short and sweet. But I want to use this time really because I don't feel like we ever get a sort of an AMA and ask me anything. So I want to catch you all up on where we are in the podcast biz, where we're going. We got some really fun stuff coming. And, I want to hear your questions and comments and what you like and what you don't like. What's up, Cass? Purple Meow TB. I love the names. I do love the names. It's great. Let's see. I want to start with you guys. I want to walk you through something important. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to show it to you. But let's take a look here. All right, guys. Look at this. Can you guys see this? What you're looking at is the Splintered Spirits link tree. Now, this will take you, it's in all of our bios, all over social media, and it will take you absolutely everywhere we are. Spotify, YouTube, our website. I don't know what this third logo is. I couldn't even tell you what it is. TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, X. We don't really use X, but we post there. But if you're on it, follow us. Facebook, Twitch. I don't know how many people are on Twitch. We're on Twitch live right now, guys. If anybody's watching, welcome. Blue Sky. We don't really use Blue Sky. Their whole video thing is a little different, so it's harder for us to post there. As we go down the list, our website. If you haven't signed up to be on the mailing list or part of the Splintered Spirit Society, sign up. Submit. That's where you also submit ghost stories and questions. Then we would love it if you did that. You can upload video, photos. Some of you I know have done that. We would love to get more. It feeds the beast, right? Then right after these two things, guys, you're going to see our featured guests. These are some of the guests we've had on so far. From episode 12, Dr. Callum Cooper. He was our telephone calls from the dead. If anybody saw that, if you haven't seen it, that's a good one. That's where we literally get, it was crazy. Guys, do you realize? Brian's mother called him while John was live, and she passed away in October. Is there some scientific reason for it? Probably, right? You're talking about delayed signaling. Who knows? It's backed up messages. I don't know. But the real thing is, why did Brian get it? Why do grieving people get it? And why did it happen with John at that moment? That's the weird stuff. That's what's weird to me, right? That's kind of where these things kind of make me wonder what the hell's going on. Next Tuesday, we've got Dan Sturgis. Dan is a pro, guys. He's been a paranormal investigator for, I don't even know how many years, 30 years maybe, out of New York. There's a couple of great haunted spots. His primary place is the Merchant House in New York. Super haunted place, famously haunted. He's been studying that joint for 18 years. But to get Dan on the show was to get. He's also a collaborator on Paranormal Caught on Camera. If you've never seen that show, he's on there all the time. Even John had a little guest clip on that show. Paranormal Caught on Camera is like a clip show, and then like people submit their videos and stuff, and then there's like a bunch of experts randomly always comment on what they think it is or what it could be. Dan's on there all the time. He's great. He's a lot of fun. That's going to be a good one. After Dan, we've got Robert Ginsburg. Robert is the founder of the Forever Family Foundation. That is the sort of pinnacle of medium testing, right? They help grieving families sort of get through it. And in their lifetime, they've only accredited, I think, 27 mediums that they feel, and hundreds apply, but only like 27 have made it through their system that they feel are true mediums. One of them, is our friend Kathy, and we'll get to Kathy in a minute. After Robert, we've got a really fun guy, Sam Baltrusis. We just did an interview with him. That'll drop in about mid-July. Sam is an author and a clairvoyant. He wrote a book on Sleepy Hollow. You guys all know Sleepy Hollow. If you've been following John, he goes there all the time. And he wrote a book about it, all the ghosts that are residents there. So it's super fun. That'll be a super fun one. Some of our past guests, as you know, Minister Simon Key. That was episode 11. Simon was a tutor, which is another word for teacher, at the Arthur Findlay School in the UK. She taught mediums. She is a psychic medium. Amazing. Just sort of to get a real hardcore perspective and a different perspective on sort of spirit communication and how she finds these things. We had Chris Netzel, a great paranormal influencer. And guys, we're going to try to do on these lives moving forward. Hopefully starting next week, we're going to have another guy come on. From people with large followings like Chris to small followings, we're trying to build this influencer community of paranormal guys with all different tactics and investigations and beliefs and how they go about it. We just want to hear it. We want to hear it all, because our whole thing on Splintered Spirits is about what are spirits, what is spirit communication, and how does John's theory fit into all that, right? There's kind of a different, everyone has a different angle to it. John has his own angle, and a lot of people look at it, and I think it's fun to try to hear all the different perspectives and find like a through line. Is there something that we can all point to and say, wow, maybe that's something, right? So that's where Chris fits into that. He was our first. We were very lucky to have him. He's a great guy, man. That guy is amazing. If you haven't seen Chris Netzel, check him out on TikTok. Lloyd was our first guest. Lloyd Auerbach is like the go-to paranormal. He goes by Professor Paranormal. He's like the go-to guy. He's been doing this shit for like 45 years. He knows everyone. He knows everything. He's on every board of every accredited institution and study group, from the Rhine Institute to the Windbridge Organization. This guy knows the paranormal. And he just does. I mean, and it's not worth arguing about it. I mean, he just knows it. He gets it. He's studied it. He's written books on it. And of course, Kathy Nadal, who's a good friend and a good psychic medium who we love from the show. And she's been a big help for us for booking. Also, on my link tree in my bio for Splintered Spirits, you're going to find all the books of our guests. Do yourself a favor. Get them. If you're interested in this shit, buy them, read them. If you don't like to read with your eyes, read with your ears. Get them on Audible. But these links are all take you to the books, the real books, handheld books, right? You've got Callum's Telephone Calls from the Dead, Ginsberg's Medium Explosion, fascinating book. That one's really great because he comes at it from like all the bullshit of mediums and really looking at what are you supposed to, how are you supposed to get through this world of all the people who claim they can communicate with the dead, which I love. He is really sort of a down-to-earth guy. The Sleepy Hollow, The Haunt of the Headless Horseman. You guys have heard some of the ghosts there. That's great. Kathy's books. She's got two out there. Seeing More Than Clouds in Your Coffee. This is what I love about Kathy. She doesn't read tea leaves, she reads coffee, which tells you like she's a true New Yorker, which I dig. And her other book, And She Danced by the Light of the Moon. And guys, go to Kathy's website, go to dreamcentralstation.com and treat yourself. Book a reading, okay? Uh, I mean, she'll do it. She'll do it for you online. She did it for me online, and it was bananas. You've all seen it. That's episode 6 of Splintered Spirits. You can see. I mean, she knows what's up, man, and it'll be really fun for you. I really hope show her some love. Book a reading. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth every penny. And of course, Lloyd's book, Ghost Hunting: How to Investigate the Paranormal, which I have somewhere up here. Yeah, man. It's like, look, this book is like ghost hunting 101. It's for it is such an easy read and a very basic understanding of spirits, and it's worth it, like everything about it. You can also find us on Reddit for some communication and for talking. And of course, look, we're not going to turn away any donations. Look, this thing, we want to travel more, we want to book more, we need more gear. On our link tree, you can donate whatever you can. It'll all go towards, it's really all going to just go into the production of this thing as we try to move forward with it. So, look, that's what go in, check out these people, show some love for our guests. It'll help us get more guests. It'll help us get better guests. And that's really what we're hoping for here. So again, John's not coming today. I'm here to answer any and all questions. I wanted to start with our link tree to remind you it's there. And what are you guys up to? Tammy, meow. There's a lot of meows. It's kind of funny how the internet helps you all find each other. Or did you call yourself meow after you met John? The whole thing's weird, but it's fine. You guys like cats. I'm a dog person. Take that as you will. What's up, guys? What do you want to know? What do you want to know about Splintered Spirits? What do you want to know about what we do? What do you want to know about John? How can I answer any? This is your time. Use it. Don't be afraid. Jump in with both feet. I'm going to give you a second. Working. Might be a little delay between your question and when it gets to me, but I'll get there. Wow, you changed your name after you met John? You guys are obsessed. It's amazing. Amazing. Charisse. It's a pretty name. Charisse. I like it. Andrew, what's up? Good for you, Purple. That's why you're better than everybody else. I'm kidding. You guys are great. What up, guys? Come on. I'm here to talk about ghosts or some stupid, crazy stuff. What do you want to know? In John's honor. Oh my God. That's too many dogs. There is such a thing as too many dogs. Invisible. It's like borderline crazy. Let's see. Okay, so would reincarnation be considered paranormal? I don't know the answer to that. Let's talk about it for a second because I think reincarnation is starting to come up a lot in the chat and in discussions, and it's probably something we should talk about. I mean, we're really focused on spirits and spirit communication, so I got to talk to somebody and get more in depth of how that relates into ghosts. I mean, like technically, if you believe in reincarnation, aren't we all reincarnated from something? So then that's just us, right? I mean, I'm not quite sure how that fits into the ghost thing, but we'll figure it out. I know it's a shitty answer to your question. It's not a real answer, but you know, I'll look into it. How about that? I appreciate that. You know, a lot of people are showing interest in that. Um, let's see. I have for yes, Gary. Gary, did you hear from my friend Dr. Kaylee and her experiences? Yeah, I asked somebody reached out to me. I asked her to go to the website to submit. I don't respond to just rando DMs. Believe it or not, there's a lot of crazy people on the internet. I need them to sign in if they want to submit stories to our website because it's also a release. Um, and I'll go from there. Gary, have you ever had a ghost experience without John's influence around? Robin, I have not. Not that I would ever consider a ghost influence. And, to be honest, I don't know if I've had a ghost influence with John around other than with the apps, with the apps or with the sound boxes going off. Those are the only sort of ghost experiences I've had with John. I haven't been sitting there and like heard disembodied voices or like seeing a thing move across the room. I've never, that's never happened with me around. Um, not once. What a fast and look, again, I don't know what's going on with the apps. And let's say the apps are 100% programmed, listening, repeating, just regurgitating information. What I find interesting about it is I can tell you with 100% certainty none of it is staged or pre-programmed. I can tell you that he does shut off at times, the geolocator on there. And what's crazy is with that with location off that helps him save battery, the personality still comes through, right? You still get the one weird chick in this thing, or you get Edward in the basement. It's just I don't get there's something going on with all that. And I've downloaded the apps, I get dick. I get nothing. I got into look, Brandon, I got into a job. So I'm a producer in LA. And I've always wanted to figure out to do something with John in terms of formatting or for television. I used to work at Discovery for like a decade. I made a lot of TV shows. Um, a lot of reality TV shows, probably, I don't know if you ever used to watch like what can I tell you I've done? There was a show called Inked on A&E. It was like the first tattoo show on the air. I was part of that. So that whole genre started with the show I put on. But what I wanted to do with John recently was I have a lot of time. I had a lot of time. I was in between things, and I wanted to try to give a format to what he does because really John goes out there and he just talks and documents. It's not really a structure, and I wanted to find something to structure what he does and see it through the eyes of somebody who doesn't know what's going on. And you know and that's where we came with this umbrella of here's John's theory and how do we test that theory, right? This is what we think spirits are. How do we make spirits, how do we show that? So there is some structure to it. Podcasts are sort of blowing up. It's kind of the easiest and cheapest to produce on it, and the gateway to entry is real low cost. So we wanted, it's a lot of experimentation, a lot of trying things out, but that's how I got into it. Gary, you missed my question. Jeff, let me scroll back. The questions are firing in, Jeff. Cut a guy a break. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to donate, but don't want why to Jeff. You handsome son of a bitch. If you go to my link tree, at the very bottom of the link tree, there is a donate on Cash App. Give it a shot. I think that link should work. And that is extremely kind of you to do. I would appreciate that. Now, you can't donate to YouTube to me yet, because to Splintered Spirits yet, because we're building, right? We need to get 1,000 subscribers first in order to do so. And then there's like checkpoints you got to hit. So, help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We got to get like 4,000 hours, and then sort of we can start selling ads. Same with the podcast. We need a lot of subscribers. We got to hit about 10,000 hours a month, which means we probably need about 5,000 listeners to do that with the amount of episodes we drop. We are growing. It just grows slow. Let's see. So now that I scroll back up to Jeff, I'm going to scroll back down. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Just the bobcat. Yeah, that bobcat showed up twice. I haven't seen him in a while, but I noticed some neighbors that's been floating around. Gary, why are you scared of spirits? Um, why am I scared of spirits? I mean, first of all, if you're not scared of spirits, are you wait a minute. Hold on. Let's talk about this for a second. Are you going to tell me you're not going to be afraid if like you're in your house by yourself and shit just starts flying off the wall? If you're going to sit there and tell me, "Nope, I'm not scared." I'm going to say bullshit. It's just ridiculous, right? I mean, you're going to be afraid. Uh And for John to say he's not afraid, it's only because he's been in it for so long. If it was the first time he ever saw it, I promise you it would freak him out. But now he's in the game, right? I mean, he's doing it. So it's like, of course he's not scared anymore. But it's like, I don't want to deal with that shit. Who needs that? Don't you have enough problems in the world? You got to worry about like things flying off the wall or like a ghost possessing you or like, I don't know, man. The thing's nuts. What else? What else? Gary, can you do an episode on oh, Brian, I would love you know what? We're trying to figure that out, Brian. I gotta find Brian's asking, can you do an episode on possession? And I would love to, but I gotta look, there's so many priests. I feel like that requires a priest, and it's hard to find. I want to find the right one, and I gotta get some. And there's some real pros out there that kind of getting on in years, and they're all a little bit but if I could find one, I am looking for one. Let's just say that. The answer is yes. I'm trying to find one that's going to be good, kind of good TV, good on the show, and has some credibility in the area, right? Um, I can tell you this: two upcoming things. I've got two different witches on deck that I'm trying to get. I got an old Salem witch, like a real, like a 80-year-old Italian Salem witch that I'm hoping to hook up. That she's going to do this. Um, and then I've got a real, like a modern day LA witch, very, very popular. Two very different perspectives on spirits. That's going to be in the books. That'll be coming up. Those episodes, first I got to record them. Then first we record them, and then we'll probably get them. They probably won't drop till like the end of July, August, depending on if they actually sign up and do it. So that's pretty cool. Should I do it? We did a live once. I mean, it's like, look, I'm in LA, John's in New York, so it's real hard to do lives together. He also doesn't like it, to be honest with you. He gets too distracted. Unless we're like I'm out there with him. If I'm out there with him, it's different. But he doesn't like if I'm on camera and like on a screen while he's live. He just can't. He can't handle it. And yeah, I think John attracts the activity. Uh, Trolita. I got that. It's just the names make me laugh. Sorry. I think he does. I think there's something different. He doesn't like to admit it, but that's the way it is, man. I think he just. I think he does. I don't know what because there's a lot of people out there that try to do it and they just can't do it. And look, he's got a great personality. He knows the guy can sit on camera and talk for 8 hours a day, which is not an easy thing to do. So there's a lot going on for him. That's why it works. But I think ultimately it also works because he gets real responses. What else? What else? Man, you guys are firing them off. I love it. Submit a polter. Yeah, Tay, submit your poltergeist story. I'd love to hear it. The poltergeist thing, if you go by what it is, poltergeists are caused by people. They're not spirits. Traditional definition of it, right? A person is the agent. They cause the physicality of what happens, right? Charisse, you should tell me who that is. DM me on Splintered Spirits who the TikTok exorcism guy is. I'm curious. I'll check him out. Trying to catch up. Let's see. Yeah, Jess, we know you've got a lot of experiences. I could tell you submit a lot of stories. You make me a little nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. Cass, I don't get shit off Vox. I get all the standard stuff. I get all the stuff on Vox that people. That's why people think it's fake. All of like get out, go away. You're not welcome here. Like just all that standard sort of like nonsense stuff. but nothing specific, nothing personal, nothing like nothing, you know. Do other people in your family have the availability to speak to spirits? Karina, not that I know of. Karina's asked if other people that we know. I don't know. I don't think most people in our family, not on my side of the family that I'm aware of. Did I miss anybody? Are there any other people specifically you want me to try to get to? I like that possession, reincarnation. I got to, these are good things. These are all interesting topics. What other things in the spirit world are you curious about? What else you want to know? Because I'm curious. If you're curious, that helps me figure out how to build these episodes and where to go with it. You know what I mean? Have you guys ever tried Vox or any of these things? Have you gone out there to try to listen to spirits? You ever get anything good? If you get that, if you try it, record it, send it in. Let's see what it could mean on splinteredspirits.com at Ghost Stories. Don't DM it to me. And if you put it up on Facebook on John's thing, I'm still not going to air it. I got to get the release. So it's funny, Tay. People with near-death experiences. I have another thing in production, uh, another podcast that I'm doing. There's a thing called distressed near. I'm very familiar with this area. So there's a thing called distressed near-death experiences. A distressed near-death experiences are for all. So out of let's say about of all the people who have near-death experiences, there's about a a small percentage of those that have distressed, which means they don't go to heaven, they go to hell. All right, so they have a horrible experience, and all of their versions of hell are different. Sure, some of them have the fire and brimstone and the Dante's Inferno version of hell with demons and flesh ripping and all that nonsense. There's a story where someone's version of hell was literally he couldn't get the bartender's attention and he just wanted a drink. It's just and it stresses them out. So it's a fascinating world of what it is. Again, there's a scientific reason for it, visions, low oxygen, but I've been talking to people who have literally flatlined, not just they, they have flatlined and been brought back. Uh, and these are their stories where it's just been like an absolutely rotten time. Yeah, Robin, right? I mean, it's like I hope that answers your question. And Robin, yeah, right? Like I get dick from it. Nothing. I had to try it when I first found John. It's 110% real. I use Vox the few times I've tried. Yeah, okay. So Cass, next time you do it, send in some video of it. I want to see what you got. John would love to see what you got. That's a great way to record ghost stuff. And it relates to what John does because John gets a lot of shit for using the apps. A lot of people, it's a very controversial thing, those apps. What else, folks? Reincarnation, possession, near death experiences. We could do a little of that. Time travel? That's a little too sci-fi, isn't it? I mean, now we're getting into and listen, here's the thing. Here's how you know time travel's not real. Because we're here. Like, right? I mean, it's one of those things. The moment, like there's no if time travel was real, things would be very like there's no does that make sense? There can't be any time travel. So if it existed, it'd be a whole different vibe, right? Like immediately. That's how you know. It's nonsense. At least for now it is. But then again, if it was real, if it becomes real in the future, then we would know now. Right? There's a great Dean Koontz book called Lightning. It's very Terminator. I wouldn't be surprised if they got inspired by Terminator, but it's a book by Dean Koontz is a horror writer. And it's about time travel, but the lore of that, the rules of that. It's funny. The Nazis developed time travel, and they can only go forward. right? Into the future to do things. It's a really great book. Um, Entities versus spirits. I don't even know what the difference is. I think that's just semantics, right? Ghosts, spirits, entities. Robin, I don't think that's a thing. I don't know. Is it? Oh, dreams. I like that. Dream analyzer. You guys are throwing them out. Now I got to grab a pen. Hold on. These are good. Look at you guys. This is called producing, brainstorming. Who would have thought? Um, Hold on. Let's see. All right. So we got possession, dreams, reincarnation. Is there another one? Oh, near death experiences. Dream analyzer would be cool, man. We got to figure out how it relates to spirit communication. I guess if you're saying spirits communicate with you through your dreams or something. Cass, what are you talking about? Is that through the Vox? Cass is telling me a story here, but I don't know what it means. I had a man introduce himself and told me he could see me and said, "We are watching you." I looked around a few stones and found his name. Cass, you talking about a gravestone? Cass, dreaming about things before they happen, I think would fall all into the line of dreams, right? And yes, all right. So look, next time you do it through Vox, record it. All right, please. That would be awesome for you to get. Maybe you're a witch, Cass. You ever think about that? You ever think you may be a witch? Brian, be interesting to know causes noises like musket fire, drums. Um, what do you mean? Like when you hear like just ghostly drums or something? Probably having a stroke, dude. Do you smell toast? Oh, John refers to the non-human spirits as entities, like the soul eater. I don't know where he got that from, Robin. Maybe I don't know if that's like an official word or if it's just John's way to separate it for you guys. If that's just so you like how he calls it disembodied voices versus this is spirits and it's just a way to make it clear to the crowd. Um, you know, but I guess I don't know who an expert would be on that and how to look that up because he has a real specific theory on that, right? He thinks they're interdimensional, and I got to really dig in to find somebody who could corroborate that or help us prove that or disprove it or not necessarily prove it, but bring us a step forward in it in the conversation, right? You've heard musket fire and drums firsthand at Buckout. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that, I guess that would just speak to all the other disembodied sounds, right? How are they making sound just in general? And everybody heard it? I guess everybody even in the chat heard it? Is that what you're saying? Everybody heard musket fire or only you and John heard it like in your own heads? And I don't know. Yeah, interdimensional. I got to figure out Robin how he, who else has that theory that's sort of credible and will speak to something like that. I had a dream about my husband's relative that I never met. A lot of details I wouldn't know. Would love to know. Here's Heather's telling a dream story. Let's see. I had a dream about my husband's relative that I never met. A lot of details I wouldn't know. Would love to know something like that is spirit. Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, Heather, I would love to dig into dreams. I think dreams is a real great one. Is there anybody good online? Do you guys follow anybody online that is like you like has a good following, feels very credible about and in any of these topics? You know what I'm saying? Like if there's names of people like that, shoot them my way. I'll reach out. I'll see if they want to join us. Trolita, even this one, it's not hard to guess that your kid's gonna have a hair swirl on their head. I wouldn't chalk that up to being super. I don't think that's supernatural. Most babies have hair swirls. Yeah, I've reached out to Bubba, but I mean, he's another paranormal sort of, he's a sort of nomad paranormal investigator and ghost hunter. So we'll see if he can get him on. Just in general, I'm talking about someone who's a master or like an expert specifically in some of these different um, disciplines, right? What else, folks? I am going to end this a little bit early. I'm probably going to just stop right around 5 ish, about 5-10 minutes today. But this was really great. I really appreciate um your input. What else you want to know? Anything you want to know? Anything you care about? Listen, man, spread the word. Spread the word. We need to hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. We want to get more listeners. Catch up. If you haven't been listening, catch up. The Foreman brothers. I'll check them out. Okay. Children in paranormal. When I was 9, my great great grandfather passed away. I swear. Yeah, there's something about children are just creepy in general, right? Children and old people. Let's just call it what it is. They're super creepy. I don't trust either one of them. Love to know how some spirits can move things. Yeah, it's weird, right? I don't know either. That'd be cool. Like, why do spirits move objects? How is it that some can do it? It's a good question. Some of these hardcore ghost things, I might have to get Lloyd back on. You know what I mean? He would probably have so many stories and files of investigations that touch upon all of these things. Kids and paranormal. I know it is tough to get a teenager to move. Let me tell you, I got a few of my own for sure. But remember, guys, go to the link tree in my bio. Check out our guests. If you are interested, if I mean, I can see a lot of you here have people who have passed. You should get a reading from Kathy Nadal. You can find her website, guys. Come on, you should know this by now. She is one of our favorites. right? DreamCentralStation.com. Go there, get a reading. Um, she can provide a lot of comfort. I mean, she knows how to do this, and she knows how to do it well. And it's crazy. You can get it like a medium reading. You can get a psychic medium reading. The psychic stuff is like also very strange. There is a difference, by the way. Sort of like foretelling or sort of where it goes versus mediumship, which is talking to spirits, right? But Kathy Nadal is at Dream Central Station. All of their books of all of our guests, all the websites to all of our guests are in my link tree. All of our socials. Spread the word. And look, man, shit, treat yourself. Buy yourself a t-shirt, folks. Come on. Help us out. Yeah, Crystal. It's like I wouldn't, why mess with it? To be honest, guys, I don't even watch it. I don't know who half the people you're talking about are. Um, you know, I'm just sort of interested in it from my own perspective and sort of part of the fun of this podcast is watching, in my opinion, sort of you're just going to see my opinion of what all this means as I go through it all, right? It's kind of the way it goes. Yeah, Brian, quit dicking around. Get the book. Of all the people who should be reading Cal's book. And I did reach out to him, bro. I'm just waiting to hear back from him. He's very slow to get back. Karina, reach out to Kathy. You guys are buying coins for TikTok. You can buy, get yourself a reading. Oh, I love it. Thank you for that, Shadow Hunter, for Crystal. Judy, you might be a witch. Judy dreamed about a plane crashing and a tornado, and both happened. Judy, dream about me hitting the lottery. Pennsylvania. Give me a break, Brian. Is it even a real state? I'm kidding. All you people from Pennsylvania. Cal's book is interesting, Karina. You can get it yourself too. Read it. Guys, you think I'm going to put up books up here that I don't find interesting? I'm only bringing guests on that are interesting. They have something to say. I should give you guys some homework. Next time we do a live, I want you all to bring one friend. Let's double these numbers. Just tell one friend to check it out. Or invite or share the podcast with one friend. Like, listen to this episode. I don't care which episode it is. Episode 10, where John and I attacked the ghosts. Episode 12 with Brian's mother's phone call. My reading, my crash course with Laura, whatever it is, send it to one friend. Do it. Jeff, we do have those shirts. You can find your merch again, all the merch on splinteredspirits.com. Google Cloud was weird today, so a lot of the images weren't working. I don't know if it was back up. It's not my website that's down. It was like all of Google or some shit. Oh, no, it looks like it's back up. So, yeah. Here, guys, have you seen our website? Do you even know what it is? Let me show you this while we're here. Look, kids, this is splinteredspirits.com. Everything you need is here, right? You get here, you go to our homepage. Man, the top 5 of podcasts. Boom, right? This is where you sign up, get on our mailing list. Here's our calendar of events, of things to come. I do have to update it. But next week, next Tuesday, Dan Sturgis, right? The podcast right here. Oh, look, you can even watch us live here, right? Can even watch us here on our website. All of our podcasts you can listen to here. Merch. Oh, we got John Santa Paranormal merch. We got Splintered Spirits merch. It's a bunch of stuff. And if there's the kind of merch that you want, let us know, man. Ghost stories. This is where you submit and you can put video links to your video and audio evidence. You can upload stuff. And if you want us to air it, you got to prove that you're 18. So you got, you can redact, information that you don't want. I understand that. Why would you want to put your stuff online? But I got to see it. We got to do that. A little about John and myself, nothing fancy. And I don't know, dopey frequently asked questions thing. Just because some people are really confused, just as I don't know how they make it through a door without bumping their heads. So we do have question Q&A. All of our links to all of our socials are on the bottom of every page, including the link tree. So go there, right? Let's see here. Stop sharing. Guys, I'm going to call it a day. Meow Speed, if you don't have friends or family that are interested in stuff, can you really call them friends? Can you really even call them family? I mean, come on. Go make some new friends. Folks, I'm calling it. Thank you so much. Oh God, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Robin, for calling that. Right, Pennsylvania is the south of the north. Just, Brian, I'm only doing that for Brian, not all Pennsylvanians, just for Big Bry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Splintered Spirits. Thank you so much for tuning in, even without John. I appreciate your support. Please show your love here by giving us a follow on all of it. Really, YouTube. I really want to build that YouTube up. That's going to be, I think that's really the gold standard, even more than TikTok, YouTube. Get your people there, watch the videos, subscribe, listen there, help us get those hours up, and tell a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much. It is quite something, the following we're getting from you guys. So until next time, Tuesday, stop. New episode.